Wait. Hold on. Wow, if only I knew that when I first started working out. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be sharing the top 10 things that I wish I knew when I first started working out. Before I start this disclaimer, I'm not a trainer. I do not professionally work out or train anybody. I'm just a guy that was unhappy with how I looked, and I wanted to share my past experiences with everyone else in hopes to help you guys do the same. Tip number 1 that I wish that I had learned a lot sooner was how you lift when you're working out at the gym. All right, number 1, how you lift your weights. Sure, you can lift the weights like a bicep curl. You can curl any weight you want in your arm, but if you're not squeezing your muscles when you're lifting or going the right speed, time over tension, you're not going to get as much out of your workouts as you could. Been my experience. I've been working out since I was 17 for about 4 years now, and for the first 3 of those years, I had so much trouble trying to put on muscle because I never realized that I was doing it wrong. Don't be like me and make sure you're doing the moves right and it hurts. Number 2 is to stop stuffing your face. When you're trying to put on muscle, you cannot just eat 2 or 3 meals a day with 100 plus grams of protein in it and expect to put on the muscle. You have to divide it up. You gotta eat after you work out. You need to be eating at least 4 or 5 times a day, even just like 20 grams of protein. If you're trying to build muscle, will help so much more than if you just eat until you're full. Number 3, stop looking at the scale if you're trying to build muscle. Or really just don't look at the scale in general, because your body's weight can fluctuate from like 5-10 pounds from the morning to night or to the next day. Looking at the scale day by day will not help. My suggestion is to take pictures of yourself like week by week to see if it's any different, and get a scale that could break down all the weight from your bones, the fat, muscle, water weight, all of it. And number 4, if you're trying to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And just because you're in a calorie deficit does not mean that you need to eat super light. The best way I could put it is this kind of a mental strain that you put on yourself, thinking that you're eating less calories, you're going to be hungry all the time. You just need to eat denser food that's more filling, has low calorie, low carb, high protein, low fat. You got to get some fiber in there too. Number 5, when you are working out, you do not need to do multiple moves per area on your body. You can simply do one move let me put it this way. If you're working your back, you can do one move that works the best for you with like 5 sets of 10 with a drop set on the end. You just master that one move. You don't need to do multiple moves. You can just do the one, and as long as you're fatigued at the end, you are done. And number 6, cardio. You need to get it. It doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes a day or if it's a couple hours. You need to get a little bit of cardio in each day to help burn off some more fat, because you will burn off more calories doing cardio than you will lifting weights. And don't get too much cardio, because too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Just keep that in mind. 7 kind of goes hand in hand with the calorie deficit. When you are eating, you need to be trying to eat more foods that have less calories, but with the protein and less carbs. You can get more. If you eat more foods that have less calories, you can have a higher volume of food, but still get the same amount of calories and whatever nutrients in. 8, how hard are you really exercising when you're working out? If you don't look like you're the hardest guy working in the room, you're probably not working hard enough. If you're not sweating, you're not working hard enough. If your muscles aren't sore, you're not working hard enough. You need to be sweating at least a little bit. You need to be pushing yourself more than you did the day before. Lift harder, faster, stronger. All that can help you when you're working out. 9, when you are lifting, you want to lift with the weight where you're lifting for failure. You do not want to lift a weight that is too light for you. You need to do something that you're not sure if you're going to be able to finish all the sets, because that's going to stimulate the muscle growth, especially on that drop set. Don't be afraid to experiment and try to push yourself to your limits. And lastly, after those newbie gains, you have to change how you lift. For the first little while, you are going to see a lot of muscle growth, but that is because your body's not used to working out. Your muscles are going to look a lot bigger the first time around. But after a while, you're going to hit a wall, and you're going to have to change how you work out. Lift harder, lift more weight. You might have to eat more. Yeah, kind of decide to find out what works for you, because everybody's different. You might be able to burn more fat than the person next to you, or you might store more fat than the person next to you. You just have to find out what works for you. And that is my top 10 tips that I wish I learned when I first started working out. It would have helped tremendously. It would have saved a lot of time. And if any of you find this video helpful, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Share this with anybody if you think they need some help with this. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.